Well, so as we have planned, just now we planned that what we will do, we'll quickly recapitulate the chapter cost of capital. Then some of the doubts you are having, the doubts we'll be addressing. After that only we'll go to the dividend policy chapter. Dividend policy chapter maybe next class will be covered. So once again, I'm trying to share with you the related screen regarding cost of capital. Then your doubts will be addressed. Just wait a minute and see if the screen is visible to you. Just tell me if you are able to see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So this chapter we have already covered. The purpose of opening this chapter once again is to quickly recapitulate and clear your doubts. So those questions which you have asked, those questions will be addressed. And you know, when you're talking to the cost of capital, we know this is again related to our capital structure. The company's capital might be consisting of
Yes, sir.
debt, equity, and other items. So we'll be trying to find out in this chapter, or we have already tried to find out, we have understood how to compute cost of equity, cost of debt. Then what else we have learned? Can you recall? Apart from cost of debt and cost of equity, और क्या पढ़े थे?
Overall cost of
Bond value.
capital.
Overall cost of capital, cost of reserve, cost of preference share capital, right?
Capital.
Retained earning, all these things we have studied, right? Okay, this all these slides are available with you. Broadly, I will tell you. Yeah, this concept we have understood that coming to the cost of debt, we have understood debts can be of two types. One is redeemable, second is irredeemable. Okay, whether it is redeemable or irredeemable.
Yes, sir.
How to compute cost of debt? Cost of debt. In fact, we have to compute the IRR of the cash flows associated with that debt instrument, right? That IRR is the
Yes, sir.
cost of debt, is it not? Suppose it is redeemable, we have
Yes.
to find out what are the cash flows associated with that instrument. Okay, if it is redeemable, the cash flow will be uneven because at the end of the period, the debt has to be repaid. So, for an
Yes,
uneven
sir.
cash flow, IRR needs to be computed, and that IRR will be the cost of debt. And for irredeemable debt, this cash flow takes the shape of an perpetuity. Since it is irredeemable, it will last forever, right? Then we will be computing IRR of a perpetuity. Okay, I think you have understood both the
Yes,
things.
sir.
Both the cases, IRR needs
Yes,
to be
sir.
computed.
Yes, sir.
Is it? Now,
Yes,
when
sir.
cost of debt is concerned, we have to understand there are two kinds of cost of debt. One is pre-tax cost of debt. Second is what?
Post-tax cost.
Post-tax cost of
Post-tax.
debt. Or before tax cost of debt or after tax cost of debt. So you have understood this formula also you have understood how to compute cost of debt. Interest by P0. Interest, how much interest has to be paid divided by price at present time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Current price. So interest by P0. By applying this formula, we will be able to compute pre-tax cost of debt. That can be converted into post-tax cost of debt. How? By using this formula. Post-tax cost of debt is equal to pre-tax cost of debt multiplied with
1
1 minus tax.
minus tax.
That concept we have
Tax.
understood. Right, that concept we have understood. I have also explained you with the help of examples why it is happening like this. And some questions we have solved in that regard. IRR we have computed, we have solved this question, we have arrived at what is the cost of debt, all these questions we have solved, is it not? And
Yes,
uh,
sir.
in that context also we have discussed how to find out the initial guess rate for computation of IRR, is it not? And this initial guess
Yes,
rate
sir.
can also be considered as a shortcut way of arriving cost of debt, is it not? Are you able to recall?
Yes, sir.
This is a shortcut way of
Yes, sir.
arriving cost of debt. So by applying this formula
Yes, sir.
also, very quickly we can roughly compute cost of debt. What is this formula? Interest cost per annum plus
And plus is other cost per
Average
annum.
average
other
other
cost
cost
per
per
annum
annum divided by
divided by
average fund deployed. Or we
average
can say,
fund deployed.
yeah, interest cost, interest per annum plus What is average cost? Average cost normally it may be discount, is it not?
Like
So redemption price minus
yes,
issue price divided by life.
yes, sir.
Okay, divided by
Yes, sir.
life. Suppose the bond is for 5 years, divided by 5. So that we can find out
Right.
average other cost per annum. We have to find out per annum. That's why we are dividing by life. Okay, interest is
Right.
per annum, that other cost is also per annum. Whole divided
Yes, sir.
by average fund deployed. What is the fund deployed? The opening price, that is the issue price, plus redemption price divided by 2. This is the average fund which is
True.
deployed. By doing this, we will be able to roughly compute what is the cost of debt. Okay, but if you want to
Yes,
find
sir.
out what is the exact cost of debt, then we have to compute IRR. This can be taken as the initial guess rate. Then we can compute cost of debt
I
by using this initial guess rate, which will help us to compute
yes, sir.
IRR. Is it not? This question we have solved. I think these concepts also you have understood why we are computing IRR and why we are computing this initial guess rate, shortcut rate, all these things you have understood. Okay. These are some questions you have solved,
Yes, sir.
right? These questions you have solved. I think you have understood some of the questions only we have solved. Then we have understood the concept of cost of equity. And in that context, I had asked you at that point of time whether cost of which one is cheaper, or the debt is cheaper or equity is cheaper. If I ask you the same question today,
Debt is
what will be your answer?
debt
Debt is
is
cheaper.
Debt is cheaper. Why you think debt is cheaper?
there is fixed rate of interest.
Fixed rate of
And
interest. That
equity
is not the reason. Or any other reason?
cost of equity shareholder have more expectation.
Equity shareholder, that's good. Equity shareholders have more expectation because they are taking more risk. Okay, and their expectation is
Yes,
our
Yes, sir.
cost. That is the very valid point. That is one point. What is the any other point you can say?
mm,
Any other point coming to your mind? Okay, other point. Let me help you. Other point is that uh, you see, debt has got some tax benefit. Is it not? The
yes,
interest
sir. Tax
expenditures are
benefit.
tax deductible.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it not? So whatever
Yes, sir.
interest you are paying, for the purpose of computation of tax, it will be considered as an expenses because it is paid to the outsiders.
Yes, sir.
Whereas we pay a dividend to the equity shareholders, this is paid to the owners, not to the outsiders. That is considered as a reward, not as an expenditure. So that tax benefit, the tax benefit that a farm gets, the tax benefit that a company gets, reduces the cost of debt. Okay, so there are two reasons why
Yes.
debt is less costly. One is tax benefit. Second one is, as you say, equity holders' expectations are more.
No,
Right?
than the debt.
This is the share certificate I had
Yes.
shown you. Then I had shown you various models of how to compute cost of equity. Right? So dividend valuation model we have
Yes, sir.
understood that by using that thing.
Yes.
Okay. So D1 by P0 is the formula which is used to compute cost of equity. Is it done? And
Yes,
if
sir.
there is any growth, then D1 by P0 plus G. Is it not? Then earning price approach we
Yes,
have
sir.
discussed. Earning divided by market price. If growth is there, growth will be added. Then realized yield approach we have discussed. The formula is dividend plus price appreciation divided by initial price. And if growth is there, then growth will also be added. Otherwise, growth will be considered as zero. This is how we can compute cost of debt, cost of equity. And one most important formula we have discussed, that is called as CAPM approach. Okay, can you tell me the
Yes.
formula under CAPM approach?
RF plus beta RA whole to the whole into RA minus RF.
ठीक है. So risk rate of return plus beta factor multiplied with
Yes.
market return minus risk rate of return. Is it
Risk
not?
rate.
So we have tried to
Yes.
compute growth rate also. We have seen how to compute growth rate. Is it not? And basically this
Yes,
formula
sir.
we have also tried KE is equal to D1 by V0. We have solved some questions under that. If growth is there, growth will be added.
Yes, sir.
And how to compute this kind of growth rates, these formulas we have discussed. right? Simple average past growth rate, point to point movement, and growth rate also can be computed by using this formula: G is equal to B into R. Have you remembered what is B and what is R?
B is return earning, R is rate
Return
of
on equity, right? Return earning into uh, return on
uh, rate of
return on equity.
yes sir.
Okay, so these formulas we have applied, we have solved these questions. Okay, this realized the CAPM model I had already explained you. The formula is risk rate of return because equity shareholders expects minimum risk rate of return plus he expects the
Yes.
market return. Okay, but market return also includes risk rate of return. Therefore, net market return means market return minus risk rate of return. Is it not? And this will be subject to beta
Yes.
factor because this market return minus risk rate of return, that is net market return, is sensitive. Is sensitive, and the sensitivity factor is beta. So that needs to be multiplied with the beta factor. Okay, I think you have understood the formula. We have at that time I had explained you what is systematic risk, what is unsystematic risk, what is beta factor, all these concepts you have understood. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you have any doubt in this regard?
No sir.
Okay,
No sir.
ठीक है, right. Then cost of retained earning, you have understood retained earning is just like equity, but only difference is that in case of equity, if rotation cost is given, that will be deducted from the price. Is it not?
Yes,
The
sir.
cost of equity is normally D1 by
Yes, sir.
P0 minus F plus growth rate. But in case of reserves or in case of retained earning, that flotation cost will not be there. So that is the reason
Second.
retained earning is less costly than cost of equity. Cost of equity is more costly.
Cost
Retained
of
earning is relatively less costly because there is no flotation cost. Understood? Okay.
yes sir.
Then cost of preference share we have understood. In case of redeemable preference share, treat it just like debt. In case of irredeemable preference share, treat it just like equity. That concept I had told you, you will be able to solve it. And also you have understood that irredeemable preference shares are not issued in India. This is a theoretical concept so far as India is concerned. And we have solved these questions also. Right? These questions we had solved. And cost of
Yes
any
sir.
other instrument you can also compute by using the concept of IRR. Then we have understood the concept
Yes.
of weighted average cost of capital. We have seen there are two possibilities. We can take book value weight or market value weight, but whatever might be,
Right.
the weighted average cost of capital will be weight into cost, right? Weight into cost, weight of various components of capital into cost of those related component, and sum of all these things will be called as weighted average cost of capital. This example you can understand. Let us say this is book value, this is cost of equity, this is cost of debt. Weights has to be assigned. Weight means the ratio of these things in this component. Weight has to be assigned. So cost into weight will be get to weight into cost. This total of this.
Right.
Okay, summation of this is called as weighted average cost of capital. This is how we'll be able to compute weighted average cost of capital. I think you have remembered this,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
So
sir.
very simple concept. Various components cost we'll find out individually. Then we'll find out weighted average cost of capital. All other points we have discussed to the extent it is relevant to you. Now we'll be solving a question which is relevant question. You have asked this doubt. So let us start solving this question. You are carrying pen and paper with you,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now please read this question. One of you please read your question. This was your doubt in this.
KPL Manufacturing is in the process of analyzing its investment decision-making procedures. The two projects evaluated by the firm during the past month were projects 123 and 124.
Right.
Basic variables surrounding each project analysis and the resulting decision actions are summarized in the following table.
Right.
Uh, Basic cost of project 1 to 3 is 60,000 and project 1 to 4 is 52,000, whereas life of the project 1 to 3 is 10 year and project 1 to 4 is also 10 year.
Hmm.
Expected return in case of project 1 to it is 8% and in case of 1 to project 1 to 4 it is 15%. Cost of financing source is debt in case of project 1 to 3 and in case of 1 to 4 the cost of finance is equity. And cost after tax is 7% in project 1 to 3 and in project 24 it is 16%.
Okay. Then action.
Action is there is to invest in project 1 to 3 and there is a suggestion not to invest in the project 1 to 4
What is the reason for that?
because in case of project 1 to 3 the expected rate of return is more than the cost.
Hmm.
But in case of project 1 to 4 it is the return is less than the cost, so we prefer for project 1 to 3.
Okay. Okay. So we'll discuss this question. So in this question, you had a doubt, is it not? You had inquired about this question. We'll be discussing. Meghna, have you seen this question earlier?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me tell you what is the situation now. You see, cost. There are two projects. One is 123, another is 124. Cost of this project is 60,000. Second project is 52,000. Life is 10 years in both the cases. Expected return in 123 we are expecting 8%, and 124 how much you are expecting?
15%.
15%. Right. Source here in 123 debt, 124 equity. Right. So there are two
Yes, sir.
projects are there for a company, and the cost of debt is 7%. The company is saying, you see, my debt cost is 7%, whereas project is giving me 8%. So let me invest. ओके कंपनी के हिसाब से वो ठीक कर रहा
Yes.
है क्योंकि मेरा डेप्ट कॉस्ट है 7%, प्रोजेक्ट दे रहा है 8%, मैं इन्वेस्ट करूँ। और 124 में क्या हो रहा है, कंपनी सेइंग देखिए मेरा इक्विटी कॉस्ट इज 16% बट कंपनी इज पेइंग 15%, so let me invest, let me not I should not invest, is it not? I should not invest because cost is 16% and the return is 15%. Understood? But here you have to understand what
Yes.
is the fundamental concept. So let us say for a company is using debt and equity, both the things.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? Company is using
Yes, sir.
debt and equity,
Both debt and
both the things. For the timing you understand. Both the things are used. Whether company recognize that this cash is from debt, I will be using for this project, or this much of cash which has brought it is from equity, I will be using for that project. But company decides like this, or for the company all cash are same, whether it is debt or for equity. To do the business, I need
yes,
money, right? For me, funds are same. It's a different story that I have collected funds from two different sources. Some of the fund has come from debt and some of the fund has come from equity. Is it not? So for me, so
equity.
not individual components cost. It's the overall cost which is met. Because when as a finance manager I am dealing with the company, I am dealing with the entire fund. Is it not? I am using the entire fund. So I should not take decision on the basis of component wise cost. I should take decision on the basis of overall cost. Right? Overall cost of the fund is the company's cost of capital. So what this in this case what the company has done? Company has component wise compared the cost with the return. Actually, what they should have done? They should have compared the overall cost. Is it not? So we need to find out the overall cost and compare the return. Are you understanding
Yes, sir.
what the company has
Yes.
done, whether it has done right?
Sorry, sir.
Company has done correct thing or not done the right thing?
Doing correct thing.
They have done?
Correct thing.
No, they have not done correct thing because they have taken decisions on the basis of company saying that you see my cost is 7%, return is 8%, I will select it. But what as a finance manager I should see not this cost or this cost. I should find out what is the overall cost. बिकॉज जब पैसा इसमें यूज हो रहा है, ऐसे कोई गारंटी नहीं कि सिर्फ डेप्ट का पैसा इधर जाएगा, इसमें डेप्ट का पैसा जाएगा, इक्विटी का भी पैसा जाएगा। इन दिस प्रोजेक्ट ऑल्सो डेप्ट money will be applied, equity money will also be applied, is it not? So I should
Sir,
find out
but
now
for
overall cost. Yeah,
sir,
yes, now ask your question.
sir, but for project 1, 2, 3, the overall cost is 7%.
Yes,
This 7
mandatory
overall
not,
cost,
ये
right?
mandatory means what? You see, as a decision maker, देखो आपका तुम्हारा चलो बिजनेस हो रहा है, right? Let us say you are doing a kind of business, आप different source से you are collecting money. So what really matters to you is the overall cost.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, overall cost is matters to you. ठीक है,
Sir,
not
this
individual
7%
component
is
wise
overall
cost.
cost or not?
Hmm? Yeah, ask your question again.
Sir, I'm asking this, so 7% is overall cost or not?
7% is the cost of debt only, and 16% is the cost of equity only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is
Yes, sir.
two different projects of one company. So when I'm taking decision as a finance manager, I have to see the cost of capital of the company, not for the project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So accordingly, what we have
Yes,
done,
sir.
these are the question which has been asked. Evaluate the farm decision making procedure and explain why the acceptance of project 1 to 123 and rejection of 124 may not be the owner's best interest. So this is not right. We'll be understanding. If the farms maintains capital structure containing 40% debt and 60% equity, find the weighted average cost using the data in the table. So this question, first of all, we'll see. First of all, answer is using the farm is basing its decision on the cost of finance of a particular project rather than farm's combined cost of capital. The decision making method may lead to erroneous, or that means a wrongful decision regarding accepting or rejecting a particular project. Now, second question, how to calculate weighted average cost of capital? Weights are given to you. Okay, so weighted average cost can be
Yes,
computed weight of debt into cost of debt plus weight of equity
sir.
into cost of equity. So weight is first case debt is 40, equity is 60. So zero point 0.4 into
Yes,
cost of debt is 7% plus zero point 0.6 into cost of equity is 16%. So it comes to 12.4%. This I should compare. अगर 12.4% हुआ, देखिए 12.4% cost, but this is giving 8%. So I should reject this, and 12.4 is my cost. It is giving 15%. I should accept it. Right? I should accept project 124. I should reject project 123. Have you understood this now?
Yes, sir.
Or still you have some doubt that why I am taking 12.4%? Because ultimately 12.4% is the cost to the company.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, 12.4% is the cost to the company. That is overall cost. So accordingly, I should reject project 123 and accept project 120. Understood? Still you have some doubt. You still have some doubt?
Sir.
Is it clear, or you want me to clarify it further?
Yes, sir. It is clear now.
Okay, fine. Fine. The last question is, compare and contrast the farm's action with your finding. Which decision method seems to be more appropriate and why? This is the answer. Farm was drawing the wrong conclusion, is it
Yes,
not? The
sir.
overall cost of capital as a criterion provides the better decision because it takes into consideration the long-term interrelationship with the financing decision. That means when we are taking a financing decision, we take the overall cost, and the overall cost is relevant for taking investment decisions. Here, farm is taking an investment decision, and that has to be taken on the basis of farm's overall cost of capital or farm's combined cost of capital, not on the basis of individual components of the capital. Okay, because when I
Yes,
do a
sir.
business, I don't do like this, that this is the debt money will be used for this project, or equity money will be used for that project. As a finance manager, for me, money is money, right? Entire money, part of this money will go there, part of the money will be going to the other project, and the overall cost is relevant to. Understood? So always keep in the mind,
Yes, sir.
project wise, if a company is taking decision project wise, overall cost will matter. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
One more question was asked. This is the question. Now let us see this question now. Can you read this question?
ABC Limited has expected earning at rupees 30 per share, which is growing at 8% annually. Company follows fixed payout ratio of 50%. The market price of its share is 300 rupees. Find out the following thing. Find out the current cost of equity and cost of new equity if the firm issue fresh share at current market price, but with the flotation cost 5%.
Okay. So question is like this. Expected earning is 30 per share. You see, wordings used here is the expected earning. That means future earning. This is not D0, this is D1. Okay. Okay, or earning in year one, 30 per share, which is growing at 8% annually. Growth rate is 8%. Company follows fixed payout ratio of 50%. और payout ratio 50% है, तो 30 earning है, तो dividend कितनी मिलेगी?
15.
15 rupees, क्योंकि 30 rupees is the
Yes,
earning and 50% will be paid as dividend. So dividend is 15 rupees, and 15 rupees is also is the retained earning. 15 rupees, 50% will be retention, 15%, 50% will be payout.
okay.
The market price of the
Yes,
share,
sir.
that means P0 is how much?
300.
300. Find the following: current cost of equity and new cost of equity. The firm issues makes a fresh issue with a flotation cost of 5%. So we'll be computing this both the things. So formula, it is very simple. The KE, the cost of equity, is equal to future dividend D1 divided by P0 plus growth rate. D1 you have already told me 15 rupees. P0 you have already told me 300 rupees, plus growth rate is
Yes, sir.
0.08, that is 8%. So that comes to 0.13 is equal to
Yes.
13%. I think very easily you can do it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the second part, you had a doubt regarding second part. How to address the second
Yes.
part? We have to compute uh, new equity with a
Cost of
flotation cost of 5%.
5%.
Right? So ideally,
Yes, sir.
what we can do, we can apply this formula. How to do it? D1 divided by P0 minus F.
Yes, sir.
Is it not? So 15 divided by 300 minus flotation cost is how much? 5%. 5% of the 300 comes to
Yes, sir.
15 rupees. Is it not? Are you getting
15.
5%? No.
Sir, 5% is 5% of 300 rupees.
300 is the
13 is
price.
coming. Yes, sir.
300 is the price.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me see what the question says. Question says, what with the flotation cost of 5%? 5% means 15 rupees. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
plus growth rate.
Yes,
Growth
sir.
rate is 0.08. So it comes to 15 by 285 plus 0.08. It comes to 13.26% is your cost of equity with flotation cost.
Yes.
Okay. But
Yes,
we
sir.
can apply a shortcut method which will not give you the exact result, which has been applied in a study material. Here what we'll do, we have find out without flotation cost of equity is how much? 13%.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means with
Yes, sir.
13%, I am getting equity share. Suppose value is 100, I am getting 100. But if flotation cost is there, effectively I'll be getting less money. Cost of equity will be more. Okay. So how
Yes,
quickly
sir.
or applying a
Yes,
shortcut
sir.
method we can do it? That point 13 or cost of equity divided by 1 minus flotation cost. Okay, 1 minus flotation cost. Okay, suppose cost of equity I've got 13. The 13 divided by 1 minus flotation cost means 1 minus 0.5, 0.05.
Yes,
If
sir.
I am applying this formula, I am getting a result 13.68%, not 13.26%. So 13.26% is the exact answer. 13.6% is a shortcut answer. You can say very close answer, but it is not exactly 100% right answer. If you want to correct answer, this is the 13.26. So I will suggest you should solve the question by using this formula. Okay,
Okay, sir.
this is a
Yes, sir.
quicker way of solving the question, that is cost of equity divided by 1 minus flotation cost. So cost of equity पहले पता चली गया, but वो जो cost of equity वो चलो 100% पैसा के लिए, मतलब suppose face value of the shares are 100 rupees, for 100 rupees it is 13, but actually I am getting 95 rupees because flotation cost is 95. So how to convert this 13 rupees the uh, to the real cost
Okay.
after considering the flotation
Yes,
cost?
sir.
What I can do, KE minus 1 minus flotation cost, or 13% divided by 95% I can do. But
Yes, sir.
this will not give you the right answer. So you are confused. You thought that why, where from this formula has come. This formula has been derived here. Okay, but right formula is
Yes,
this
sir.
one. You can solve the question. I will
Yes,
suggest
sir.
you solve the question applying this method. Is it clear to you?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
there
Yes, sir.
might be some confusion in the study material, but if you are doing this is also the right answer, you will be getting marks. But this is a shortcut method of answering, arriving at the answer. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so don't get confused. You stick to your understanding. Now, this is one more question which you have asked. Will be, I think this is the last question we will be doing. Let us,
Yes, sir.
some of you, please read this question.
Kritika Limited is currently financed with 10 lakh of 7% bonds and 20 lakh of common stock. The stock has a beta of 1.5 and the risk-free rate is 4% and the market risk premium is 3.5%. The marginal tax rate for a corporate of AKL size is 35%. What is Kritika Limited weighted average cost of capital?
So you have to compute weighted average cost of capital. Is it a very simple question? Where you have confused, I will be
Yes, sir.
telling you. So what is the structure of the capital? 10 lakh rupees 7% bonds and 20 lakh common stock.
Yes, sir.
Beta is 1.5.
Common.
Risk free premium is
Yes, sir.
4%. Then what is written here?
The
Market
market
price risk premium.
3.5%.
Here what
Market
happens?
risk is
This is
3.
this is the particular wording where students get confused, and accordingly you are also confused because of this wording. Not only you, almost you can say 80% of the students get confused. They think that market risk premium, when they read this particular question, they think the question has given you the market rate. Question has not given you the market rate of return. Question is saying the market risk premium. And what is risk premium? Risk premium means market rate of return minus risk free rate of return is the risk premium. Is it not? What is premium?
Yes, sir.
Premium means the extra money. Extra money over
Yes,
risk
sir.
free rate of return. So market risk premium means RM minus RF. Question has given you RM minus RF. That means market return minus risk free rate of return. Okay. So if you consider this is
Yes.
market risk, which most of the students are doing, and accordingly they are getting a different answer. They are saying my answer is right, study material is wrong. It is not so. Study material is right, but you have to read the question perfectly, correctly. It says the market risk of it, the market risk. So let us solve this question. Okay, first of all, we'll find out the
Sir,
ratio
it
of
is
debt.
now clear.
Understood it now? Are you getting it now?
Yes, sir.
That is the
Yes,
confusion,
sir.
and not only you, that is true with many students. In the exam or otherwise, also they quickly read. They say the market return is giving. Why the answer is not coming? Because but question has cleverly not given you the market rate of return. right? So you see, ratio of debt we have find out. Okay, total capital is 30 lakh, debt is 10 lakh, so 1 by 3. Ratio of common stock we have find out, common stock is 20 lakh, total capital is 30 lakh, so it is 2 by 3. So cost of equity you have to find out, RF plus beta into RM minus RF. Question have already given you this one. So what you are doing,
Yes, sir.
most of the students, again from this market rate of return, they are assuming the 3.5 is the market rate of return and deducting risk-free rate of return. Deducting risk-free rate of return. Okay, that is what you have done. But that also should give you doubt on how it is possible, because market rate of return normally should be more than the risk rate of return. Okay, if you have understood the concept, then this should bring a kind of doubt in your mind. That ये कैसे हो सकता है कि risk return is 4% but market rate of return is 3.5%. रिस्क प्रीमियम नेगेटिव कैसे हो जाए? ये क्वेश्चन अगर आप गलत तरीके से भी सॉल्व करते हैं, अगर आप इसको अज्यूम कर देते हैं मार्केट रेट ऑफ रिटर्न, तो नेगेटिव आएगा. देन यू शुड डाउट कि व्हाट वेंट रॉन्ग, हाउ
Yes,
कम रिस्क रेट ऑफ रिटर्न इज मोर देन मार्केट रेट ऑफ रिटर्न. अंडरस्टूड
yes, sir.
Rajali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now I think things will be clear. So RF plus beta into RM minus RF. RM minus RF already is given to you is 3.5 to 9.25. Accordingly, you can calculate cost of debt also. And WACC is 7.68. I think your doubts are clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with this, so we could properly close our chapter, cost of capital. Okay, that's good that you have raised so many questions so that we can address all these issues. So next class, which will be probably tomorrow, here
Sir,
after onwards, will be
sir,
conducting classes regularly. Yeah, you want to ask something?
सर अगर अगर सिर्फ मार्केट रिस्क 3.5 दिया होगा तो पहला वाला मैं जैसे की हूँ वैसे का
मार्केट
क्या
रिस्क,
रहेगा?
मार्केट रिस्क दिया होगा, रिस्क दैट मींस रिस्क रेट ऑफ रिटर्न 3.5 दिया होगा. फिर दोबारा प्लीज आस्क योर
रिस्क
क्वेश्चन वंस अगेन.
मतलब जो मार्केट रिस्क प्रीमियम लिखा हुआ है 3.5 वहाँ पे प्रीमियम नहीं लिखा होगा, ओनली मार्केट रिस्क इज 3.5%.
नो नो, मार्केट
देन द
रिस्क
नॉट
3.5% ऐसे नहीं होता. तो रिस्क का जो मेजरमेंट हम पहले से दिखा, मार्केट रेट ऑफ रिटर्न होगा 3.5 ये लिखा होता. रिस्क हम कैसे मेजर करते हैं, दैट यू हैव अंडरस्टूड इन योर सम ऑफ आवर इनिशियल क्लासेस. रिस्क इज मेजर्ड
यस सर.
by computing standard deviation. ओके, और बाय
यस सर.
कंप्यूटिंग ए रेंज.
यस
रिस्क
सर.
का कोई परसेंटेज नहीं होता है, रिटर्न का परसेंटेज हो सकता है. Return can be expressed in terms
यस सर.
of percentage. Return can be expressed in terms of an absolute amount, absolute number. But risk has to be explained in terms of a range or by means of a standard deviation. उसका परसेंटेज नहीं होगा. ठीक है. और क्वेश्चन आपको मार्केट रिटर्न दे सकता है, रिस्क रेट ऑफ रिटर्न दे सकता है. अगर रिस्क प्रीमियम आपको डायरेक्टली क्या किया हो तो मार्केट रिस्क प्रीमियम देगा, तो आरपी बता दिया. ओके,
यस
यू गॉट कंफ्यूज विद
यस
दैट. Right, any doubt you have, Meghna?
नो सर.
Okay, so in case you get any kind of doubt in your questions, then you just WhatsApp me that question so that we will be able to address it in our next class. So next class we are planning to start our dividend policy, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, okay, I'll be informing you the time. Any time is convenient to you, even in the evening.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes sir.
Okay, so I think I'll be off for an evening classes because now you see offices have started. So I'll be allotting you time in the evening so that continuously we can again continue our classes. Okay then.
Yes sir.
Thank you
Yes sir.
very much.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you
sir.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you sir.